Happy New Year, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the first ever 2015 XGR, which is X-Pound Gaming Radio. If you've been following us last year, you're in for a treat, because this year it's our year in review. Not necessarily about our previous podcasts. You don't have to go back and catch up. I mean, this is hardly an episodic series. But you will have to find out who killed our fourth reviewer. Hi, Simon.
Oh, Simon.
Spoiler alert, it was STDs. But no. No, I'm kidding, people. I'm your host for this one, Chris, aka The Mole. Joining me is Rick the Hammer.
Hello.
And Anastasia, the Laser Beam. Anastasia Laser Beam.
Oh, hey!
Stop muting and pay attention.
Okay.
You're not Jim.
Alright.
You just had him
Spoiler
inside you.
alert, she is.
To conquer Jim, she must become.
Oh my god, I'd rather kill myself.
I have no problem with that. But no, I'm kidding. First of all, we're, in case you're new to this format, we go news, then we go catch up, which is games we played this week. We have a little bit of discussion with that, and then we have a topic, all of which is infused with a heavy dose of banter. And basically, with the topic this week, it's the best and worst of three categories: action, RPG, and sport and racing. And we put those two together because not everyone had played racing and sports, and technically racing is a sport because it's called motorsport. So we were like, it kind of counts, so we can lower the categories and do more unique ones instead of just best of every single category like we did last year, because that got way too far. But so yeah, let us begin with the news. Who wants to go first with their news?
I'll go.
Giving the spotlight to Rick.
All right. So just before the year ended, last day of last year, but it was after we recorded. Anyway, they announced on the PlayStation blog what all of the PlayStation Plus free games were going to be. Previously, it was only known that Infamous First Light was going to be free, but they added the rest. So, of course, there's Infamous First Light for PS4. There is the Swapper for PS4, PS3, and the Vita. Cross-buy. And for PS3, there's Prototype 2, which is actually a pretty cool game, and DuckTales Remastered.
Woohoo!
Thank you. And then for Vita, there is Duke Nukem 3D Megaton Edition, which is for the Vita and the PS3, I guess. I don't know. And Whoa, Dave! And which is also cross-buy with PS4, which in the PS4 version will be released at a later date, but you get the PS Vita version, so yay. I know nothing about that game. They show a picture, but...
Did you not see the movie Hook? You can't keep saying Vita or Jim dies. We have to revive him. I believe in stashes. I believe in stashes.
If I read a list that has Vita on it, does that, like, power him up or kill him? I don't understand.
That destroys his universe.
He just collapses.
Yeah, he just collapses inside himself like a vortex.
He collapses into his stash. It just falls on the ground and rattles a little bit with smoke coming off like it's an 80s movie.
Yep. But how they did sound pretty cool for a lot of people, I will admit. Personally, I won't be downloading any of those because the only one on that list I wanted is DuckTales. Woohoo! I already bought.
Yeah.
However, I'm not also like I've said in the past, I'm not one of those that's going to complain and say, "Oh, well, you should give me something else," because I like my PlayStation Plus, and hey, sometimes it's in my favor, sometimes it's not. So, yay! Over to Pew for her news.
Alright, my news
Coming to you from the Pew Cave.
The Pew Cave.
Location, Pewsburg. In the United States of Pew.
You done?
Which is located on planet Pew. Which is located inside the Pewniverse, yes.
No, you done?
I am.
You're not gonna say it's the Pewniverse is in the Pew dimension or something?
No, no. Although, I will say the Puniverse is only one part of the multi-Puniverse, in which there's multiple versions of it.
New 50 Pew.
Yes, new 50 Pune.
Alright, so my news. My news is the PlayStation Plus decided to give people a reward, or not necessarily a reward because you didn't earn in it, but they're giving back 5 days of PlayStation Plus extra for not being out on December 25th. So that's cool because that's like probably more than the amount of time it was out, or like
Yes.
it was still shitty on like the days afterwards.
Yep.
Also, you get a 10% discount code for a one-time purchase, and can be applied to games, TV, movies, season passes, DLC, pretty much like anything in the store.
Yep, which I was not that impressed by that. It was great that they did the 3 days. That's all people really should have got, in my opinion. But the 10%, I did see some people be like, "Oh my god, it's 10%! Oh, I'm gonna buy this, and this." And I'm like, it's only 10%.
Yeah.
Let's say a game is $40 for you guys. I'll use your money with like pictures of Ronald McDonald or whatever it was on it. But basically, if it's $40, you're only going to save 10% of that, which is $4. It's hardly like, whoa, look at this.
Yeah.
It's half price.
Hey, but if you spend $1,000, you save like what, like 100? There you go.
Yeah, so you have to. Yeah, it's basically you have to spend more money to make that 10% work. So the point where you're saving money. However, you're not saving money because you're spending more money.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it stacks with like one of their sales, then I think it'll be nice because it'll be that little extra. But yeah, it's not like an excuse to go. Yeah, it's not like an excuse to be like, oh well, yeah, I'm gonna buy like $90. Like,
Yeah.
So I get my $9. Oh yeah.
It's like over here at the moment, we currently have on sale. The January sales have begun on our store. One of the games, just to show 10%, because it happened to be exactly 10%. Angry Birds had 10% off it. Angry Birds Star Wars. Well, made 10% off it for Plus members. It's on sale for $7.99. 10% off. It's $7.19, which means it's less than $1. Less than £1 you're saving, and I'm like, that's not even worth it. The 10%'s not even worth it. But
yeah, not for that, definitely.
nah. Hell, that's not even worth free. But Angry Birds Star Wars. I will say it was kind of fun. I did buy that on PS3 for full price. I'm sad.
That's what Star Wars do.
I need to open up a portal to the Happy Universe dimension, where you'll be the happy gamer.
The happy.
Well, I did just buy a PS4 skin with a bunch of rainbow smiley faces on it, so...
You got your PlayStation a 4 skin?
No.
You can't put those back on, Pew. Once it's gone, it's gone. They don't grow back.
I got my PlayStation 4 a skin.
The PlayStation 4 skin. Oh, that must have been a painful tattoo.
Was it 10% off?
It is now. No.
But no, my news. In conjunction with Jump Festa, the American and European branches of Bandai Namco have confirmed that J-Star's Victory Verse... Who keeps making noises?
Sorry, I just had to plug in my headset because it kept blinking and it was like, low battery, low battery, low battery.
Fair enough. It says, in conjunction with Jump Fiesta, the American and European branches of Bandai Namco have confirmed that J-Star's Victory Verse, the Jump franchise crossover fighting game extravaganza, that word's not mine, trust me, will receive an international release as a new, updated version in the summer 2015. J-Star's Victory Verse Plus. Yatta! I don't know what that means, but yatta! J-Star's Victory Verse Plus is coming to the Western audiences for the PlayStation 4. This bit here is a quote. It says, they're coming to the Western audiences for PlayStation 4, PlayStation 3, and for PlayStation Vita. The game will feature manga anime characters from over tons of different shows. From tons of different Shonen Jump franchises, including One Piece, Naruto, Bleach, woo, and Dragon Ball Z, woo, and many, many more. That was their quote, and then their other quote was, "Yes, you can get excited. It's official. The 2v2 brawler that features an insane roster filled with Shonen Jump's manga stars. J-Star's Victory Verse Plus is coming to the Americas." Wow, that's a weird way of saying it. "And will be hitting PlayStation 3, PlayStation Vita, and for the first time ever, PlayStation 4. Also, with the first release outside of Japan, J-Stars will have an additional arcade mode coming with its Western debut. You can check out the teaser trailer and stay tuned for more information." So the teaser trailer is available now.
Nice.
Want it? I'm worried that they just said the Americas and not the Americas and the Europes. But if it's on the American one, I can always just import it from you guys.
Yeah.
Because I was going to import the Japanese one a while back. I might as well wait and just import this one, because at least that way I can read the menu.
Yeah.
But I'm curious if it'll have all the voice actors. I'm hoping it has all the proper American voice actors.
I wouldn't bet on that, but I don't know for sure, obviously.
Yeah, because I know the Japanese one seems to have a load of them, and it is Bandai Namco that does release all the games of them, so I'm really curious if they do it, but...
We shall see.
Yep. But that was the end of the news. Time for catch-up, which is games we played this week, and taking us off first will be... Pew! Pew, 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 pew. I'm doing hand gestures. Pew, pew.
Alright, I played Diablo 3 this week, like all week practically.
I played that as well, but I played the Ultimate Evil Edition on PS4.
Yes, that's the version that I played. So, and I played with you, so... And it's really fun. I even got my double XP weekend that lasted more than the weekend.
I'm going to say no, Pew. You played with Richter. With me, you don't play Diablo. You experience it. You live it. We wear costumes of our characters. We breathe it. Before battle, I will lift up some dirt from a plant pot and sniff and go, okay, I'm in the mood to kill. That's
pretty weird.
Get me into character.
If you say so. Okay, so yeah. I got a bunch of really cool loot and shit. It's pretty awesome. And I like that I can send gifts to everybody. So I sent some gifts.
Well.
Yeah.
I've had 2 gifts for your boyfriend, Pew, as you were there when I sent them. Mm-hmm. I've also sent a gift to Rick. I sent him it on the message on PSN. I'm not sure if he's gone and got his little reward.
I haven't picked it up yet.
Marcus Shadow also sent Richter an award. A little gift. Yeah, those gifts are awesome, and I like the fact. I'm not entirely sure. People have to look that up. You know, when you go to unwrap them, it matches whatever level you're at, and it gives you experience at that level. Like, it gives you a gift at that level, like a really ultra legendary item, which means you might be able to either keep it till later, or if you see it's like, or if it's going to wear off, log in. It's like your level 30 or 40 or something. Pick it up, or whatever your highest one is. Pick up the item, open it, and get the legendary for that level, and cheat that way.
Fuck yeah!
Yeah, fuck yeah. It's the game. It's the game. It's exactly the same.
Yeah, it is repetitive as fuck, but it is still fun. Like, how many fucking times did we kill, like, the Skeleton King? Like, I don't know. I think it counted, like, 4.
Yeah,
at least for me. But no, anyway.
I was joking when you said when you said last week it was exactly the same. Just that gift system with the mailbox is something new. The map's all different. They've rebalanced all the moves and stuff. It's not the same game. It is cool. I like that.
Yeah. But saying it's still like freaking fun because it has all this.
Rainbow Goblin.
Rainbow Goblins are awesome. They take you to Whimsydale and you get to kill shit.
Yep. Hell, I would suggest after we after we record XGR for like an hour or two, or so, who wants to play Diablo?
Me.
Maybe.
Maybe. He sounds so sad.
I need to figure out where half my crap went. Because when I ported it over, like, I lost a lot of my stuff. So I'm trying to
It's
figure
because
out
your
where it
wife
went
didn't export her characters, so technically your characters are divorced. She gets half your shit.
Is that how that works?
No, but that would be amazing. PlayStation Network has said you're married to this person. They haven't exported their stuff. You must have broke up and taken half your stuff to give it to them. Oh, that'd just be amazing. Divorce free Ultimate Evil Edition. Yeah, I don't know where half of it is. I think what is it you've lost? Is it the crafting stuff?
No, I accounted for those. I subtracted because that was like, I think the difference is like 9 or 10 things there. No, I actually went and booted up my PS3 when I wrote down my crap, but I lost like a chunk of weapons and some armor pieces and stuff, so I was gonna see if they were ones they removed from the game or if it's just because it was full, it like could only display so many or something. I'm gonna try to figure out why I lost it.
Fair enough. I wasn't sure why some of the stuff was meant to have disappeared and stuff. It's like I also had something weird.
Mm-hmm.
According to Marcus Shadow and Aeon, at the time, any character at any level can use the Whimsyshire staff.
Mm-hmm.
My barbarian couldn't put in a hand. So now he was thinking, oh well, maybe you just have to keep in your inventory not open. And I'm like, oh, okay. Because I thought I was honestly equipping it to go there every time. Because I was my witch, so I was equipping it, going in there, then changing my staff back.
Yeah, I don't know if I have my staff. I don't remember if I kept it in my inventory because I have to look to see if I wrote it down again. But like, I didn't see my staff is not in my stash, and I'm like, like I want my infernal hurting staff.
Yup. That's weird. Well, I don't know if it'd work or not, but can you craft a new one? Not with the ingredients.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure because he already has the plan. If you could just give him money, and he'll give you another one.
Maybe I haven't looked at him for at least for that item.
Fair enough. I don't know where all of that's gone either. That's weird
Yeah.
if you've lost loads of stuff.
Yeah, I tried looking online and like one person, was like, "Hey, I lost some of my stuff," and one person's like, "They took out hacked stuff," and I was like, "Well, I've only played split screen co-op, so unless the game is giving me hacked stuff."
Yeah. Unless it was an axe, which can hack. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is weird, and hopefully Blizzard will address that, or at least tell people why it's done that. The only thing I can think of is, like you said, it may have dropped it all on the floor, and there might have been too many items to pick up, which would be really disappointing.
Yeah.
Did you check to see if my theory happened?
Which?
Where I was like, maybe each of your characters has some extra items on them.
I checked some of them.
And none of them
but
did.
I didn't know what they had on. Well, I didn't know what they had on beforehand. I should probably go through them all and see if any of that stuff's there.
Good point.
Because it is possible.
Yeah. It's also apparently possible they just fucked you over, which would suck balls.
Yeah. Well, some of the stuff I figure I can trade to like give to my wife, and then when she and then if she puts it like on her characters, then there won't be so much in the stash, so maybe it won't. It won't be gone or something.
Transfer your save.
Yeah, or she'll transfer her save then because she hasn't transferred hers yet because we still only have one controller. So, yeah, like I said, I got to do some investigative work. I got to become the world's second greatest detective or something. And figure it out.
A question for you, Pew. Speaking of.
Yo.
When you transferred your save, did you have to remove your old save?
Yes.
Or so you lost your character that's currently on there?
Yeah, that's why. But I already had my
Yeah, it'll
characters there, so I
overwrite
didn't
it.
care too much. Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's why you're only doing your wife, so you don't lose your Crusader.
Yeah, I'd rather not, just because he's like 19 and that double experience was awesome.
It
I
was.
mean, he got a couple extra things. So like the stuff I got with him, I could just, give to somebody else or whatever, so it wouldn't be gone if there's anything good. But
If it
it's
helps, the game's
yeah,
making up for it by everyone finding gifts for you.
it's true.
Richter lost half of his stuff. Give your legendary to Richter. It's like a drive.
Yeah. Well, the only one I'm really okay. Now I'm annoyed at a lot of it, but the one that makes me sad is I had the puzzle ring, which will randomly when I think it's when you're hit, it will spawn a treasure goblin. Like that, I could see if they might have taken out, but it was really cool.
Oh yeah, they might have taken that out if they've changed how treasure goblins work,
Yeah,
which would suck.
yeah.
But over. Did you have any more to add, Pew?
Not particularly. I mean, I've gotten like a bunch of legendary drops already, and I'm like, oh, this is shit. I'm not gonna even use it. Fucking smelt that shit down for rare materials, and
For flaming meteor.
yeah, it's like what the fuck ever.
Fair enough. I like that, but
Yeah.
over to Rick then for his catch up.
All right. So for this week, the other game I played was Disney Infinity 2.0. Family got that for Christmas, so I was trying that out. That game's pretty fun. I like that. I tried the 3 that come in the Avenger set, so Thor, Black Widow, and Iron Man. They're all pretty good. I don't have, I think I'm only like level 4 with the people so far. I've only done a few missions. Black Widow's pretty fun. I don't like her skill trees though, but combat-wise, I think she's good. Iron Man has some, I don't necessarily like his attacks, but his triangles. That's weird too, by the way, the triangles attack. But I like his blasts with the hands. I think those are cool.
I love his ultimate. I love what I refer to as his ultimate move. I'm not sure if you've seen that yet. Yeah, where he gets extra cannons, just belts him with missiles. Yeah. I was like, that was fucking awesome when I got that.
Yeah, no.
Well, I say that unfortunately, Iron Man basically I gave it to Crispy, so I had a multiplayer character. So he had a character when he was here. So whenever he's here, he's using my Iron Man. I was always Black Widow.
I think Thor's my favorite of the 3 though. Thor's pretty cool. Although it's funny that they in one of the intro missions that you may have seen if you've watched Mole's stream when he did it, where you have to get on the motorcycle, and I'm just like, why would Thor ride a motorcycle? It's kind of cool, but at the same time, it's I picture Thor would just stare at it and be like, no, and then just fly.
He mentioned my streams. The validation's coming back. It's karma.
Well, that's where I first saw it. I remembered some of the parts when I was playing through. I was like, oh, I saw this mission. The bus, you have to break the ice around it so it can drive to safety.
Yeah.
But yeah, that game's pretty fun. Those optional challenges are kind of hard though. There's one it's break all these things for points, and there's one with Iron Man. It's kill all these people for points. I'm like, oh, okay. And then Iron Man has less health, so after a while I had very little health, so I was flying, shooting one of the guys, and he threw a spear at me, and I went flying and died, and I'm like, well, okay then.
Have you used the hexagon discs that came with it?
No. Where do I put?
you know where the playset goes?
Yes.
You take the playset off and you put them there.
Oh. If you take it off, does it take away the Avengers set or?
Yeah, it takes it away, but
okay.
To be fair, those 2 hexagon discs that come with it, one of which is a Diablo-style game, where you go through it as Guardians of the Galaxy. You're capturing people and putting them in prisons. You get a little sidekick you can put loot and armor on.
Nice.
Which is kind of funny, and it's just kind of fun to play through. And it's great for, characters like Tinkerbell or Venom or anyone like that who you don't have a playset for, to level them the fuck up. That's really fun to do. And the other one, the 4 one, which you'll probably really like, just because, actually, to be fair, you'll like that one because you like Diablo. It's not exactly like it, don't get me wrong with that, but The other one is a tower defense game.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so it's like 2 extra games, so you put them on instead of the playset. Although you can
Okay.
put the playset on top of the flat hexagon discs. The only reason you can't on them is because they're like bonus missions. They're like triangled at the top, so you can't rest it on top.
Oh, okay. I got you. Because, yeah, I just have, like... I only have those 2 and, like, 2 other discs from 1.0, so, like, I'm like, I don't know where to put these. But I think in the package, though, they showed, like, I don't know how extensive it is, but they showed, like, a list of all the power discs, and I was like, oh, dude, there's, like, 2 Darkwing Duck ones, I want those. There's an Infinity Gauntlet one, which I think is rare, but it's like, oh, I want that.
It probably will be like, I want the one that turns Hulk to Grey Hulk. The one that changes Iron Man's armors, and I also want the other one that gives Spider-Man the black suit.
Nice. Yeah, like, well, after the first couple missions in that game, I did the part where you go to, like, the toy box or whatever, where they're trying to teach you about, like, how to make games and stuff.
Nice.
And I was just looking, my wife was sitting next to me, and I was looking through the list of, like, all the stuff you can buy, and we were, like, ridiculously marking out for stuff. Like, so then I'm like, oh, look, there's Cogsworth, and she's like, oh, that's awesome. And I was walking around, and I found, like, Fozzie, and I picked him up, and I'm like, yeah. I picked up the little Jasmine toy, and I was like, this is now Thor's wife, and I ran off with it, and she was laughing, and it was awesome.
Have you used my interior yet?
No, not yet. That's where you make the house, right? Yeah.
That's when you make the house, but there's also bonus missions in that unlock even more stuff for the playsets.
Okay.
Like, you can unlock money piles from Scrooge McDuck.
Oh, nice. Because, I remember seeing you do that when on the stream, but I wasn't sure if that was, like, separate from the toy box or if I got to it from there, because I wasn't fully... Like, I've only played it, like, an hour or two, and I haven't messed around with everything yet, obviously, so...
One thing you can do, I don't know if you can do multiple saves, I haven't done that, but you can get a door that goes to your interior and you can place it in your toy box, make your world, and then that's like your little door. Like, let's say you built the skyscraper, place that on there. Boom, you can pretend the skyscraper is your building.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, and you can enter from the toy box to the... from the interior to that one, which, yeah, I will admit, in my interior, sadly, I spent too much time on it, like I think I showed in my stream, because I got too anal with making different themed rooms, and this is going to be perfect, and it's like, I shouldn't do that. I've basically spent 60-odd quid on a game to play fucking home decorating.
It's The Sims.
It is The Sims.
The Sims without people dumping trash on the floor.
Yeah, but it's not really The Sims unless someone just falls to the floor and pisses themselves because they couldn't figure out what to do when they're tired.
That's true. That's true.
Oh my god, Pew is a Sim.
What?
The only explanation.
No.
Okay, Rick.
Yes.
What do you think Pew would do if there was a fire in her home? Do you think she'd call the fire brigade? Or do you think she'd look at him, wave her arms up and down, go...
I would call the fire department.
Unfortunately, I kind of agree that I think she would run in circles.
Oh no, I do have 2 fire extinguishers in my apartment, so
Nice.
I probably would do that.
Yeah, I
stare at them and go, "Why aren't you working? Extinguish that."
I did love the Infinity, and there's currently January sales and stuff have started over here, which is a big sales for month-long stuff. I'm so hoping at one point I can pick up the Guardians one. Because I still need to see that film, which I'll be watching sometime in the next day or two. But I do want to pick up the Guardians playset, and so the Spider-Man one, just so I can have Spider-Man, and another figure for multiplayer. Because fuck Nova. Why is he the tokens you pick up for the Avengers playset? And it's like, well, if we needed one from the Spider-Man playset, you have Nick fucking Fury. And Spider-Man.
Or Spider-Man. Well, okay. You have these figures, so maybe you could tell me. But so like there's the little boxes you can pick up based off your type. So like if you can fly, you pick up these boxes. If you're super strength, you can pick up these ones. And there's wall crawling ones, but Spider-Man isn't in the playset. So my son and I were talking. Do we think it's Hulk? Can Hulk like climb walls like gargoyle style, just like slam his hands into it or something?
I don't have Hulk, but I assume he can.
Okay.
I do not own a Hulk yet.
Oh, okay.
I need one.
I thought you got him when he came separate, but that's cool. I kind of want to get him, but
I was going to, but I'm waiting because I'm not going to buy Hulk till I get a grey Hulk disc.
Gotcha.
Because I'm like, if I get a grey Hulk disc, that'll tell me to buy Hulk, but I just want Venom. Or not Venom, as he technically is. I both love him and hate him equally.
Venom, la 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 la.
I love and hate him equally. It's like Pew Pew's relationship with cupcakes.
I haven't had a cupcake in a long time.
Cake.
Get some.
Cupcake.
Cake, the first cake of 2015. Ding!
Trophy unlocked.
But no. I will warn you about 4, which you may have noticed on my stream. At least to me, he's annoying.
Oh?
You know the round power discs?
Uh-huh.
I put a power disc underneath them, and some of them are stuff like they give you double XP, or they increase damage, or they give you the Tron disc. Yes,
right.
I have the Tron disc. But it's not the one I thought it was. But yeah, it's basically loads of cool stuff. And you put the circle underneath 4, and because 4's so big and heavily stuff, he keeps turning into a ghost and like disappearing out of existence because it can't read his figure with the discs underneath him sometimes. So I'm like, what the fuck? I'm sorry, 4. You're going to go over there. But yeah, the Tron Power Disc disappointed me.
Uh-huh.
Bought it because I was like, yeah, I'll get the Tron Power Disc. Be able to throw it. Oh, fuck, I'll be the Tron weapon. So good. Put it on there, and it's like, yeah, you do more damage. I'm like, what? But you said it's called Tron's Disc. Why would you do this? And when I went to the toy box, and one of the things that came up as like a bonus gift was the actual disc to equip, I'm like, okay. Well played.
Like, you barely survived this day.
Congratulations. I was just thinking about packing you up for trading, but you redeemed yourself. Here you go, have Venom. Yay. He's not Venom. Oh. You're trying me, games. But no, I like that game.
It is fun so far.
My game this week was, and I'll keep this short because I haven't done too much, was Grand Theft Auto 5 on PS4. Awesome! It looks fucking awesome. It still plays awesome. I went online, I got all my old stuff back, like my fucking penthouse, and check out, Rick, they decorated it for me. Because it was Christmas, I had a Christmas tree there. Which, to be fair, they should have asked me what my religious ethnicity was. Because if I'm a Muslim and they're like, yeah, Christmas tree in your house, that's basically like me breaking into, breaking into a black person's house and putting a KKK hood on the TV. I don't think they'd like it. It seems almost death threatish.
Well, yeah, but let's be fair. If Grand Theft Auto was really concerned with offending people, they wouldn't make the game.
Whatever do you mean? I play as a responsible driver. I sit there in my traffic, I follow the lights, I beat my horn when people are there. I sometimes cut people off, but not often, but I play it as a proper simulator. Okay, no, I don't, but no. Yeah.
And you do the mission Kill All Haitians?
Yeah. I still find it weird to do the creator person.
Oh yeah,
because you have to pick on Grand Theft Auto 5. You have to pick their ethnicity, like
two characters or something.
Yeah, 2 parents to make you. And I will say, I updated me, and it gave me a mug shot of the thing click. And I made it, and I update, and I said, "Do you want to update anything?" So I was like, "Yeah," because at the time it was when I was when I was cutting my beard off, like at the sides and stuff, and just leaving the goatee like round the lips and stuff. And I was
Right.
like, you know what? Nah, it's all fully grown. Boom! And I gave myself more of a beard.
Nice.
And I was like, "Yeah, updated." Will say I also did something on that with Crispy. Was like, "Really?" I went into the bathroom of my apartment, pulled out my phone, and I took a selfie. Just because I could. I was like, it's so douchey to take selfies, I'm going to do it. But I also went and got 3 ugly Christmas sweaters, a gingerbread mask, a Santa mask, an elf mask, and all stuff like that, which is just bizarre. Loads of holiday stuff, and a weapon, which, slight spoiler alert, will be coming up at some point during these reviews of Best Weapon of the Year. Firework launcher. I picked it up and I
I
was
saw
like,
some.
oh, sorry, you go.
I was just gonna say I saw somebody playing that game and they had the gingerbread mask on and they did that. I think it's a taunt or whatever where they like put their finger up to their mouth like they were shushing, and it was the most unsettling thing I've seen. Just the gingerbread man, like he's all happy, like shh. I'm like, oh my god, that's like it's a psychopath
Yeah,
murdered by the gingerbread man.
I totally have that mask saved, and I've mentioned to Crispy when they add heists, I will be wearing the mask, payday style.
Nice.
I refuse to not wear a mask when I'm doing a heist. Why would you? Because I'm like, that just makes my character stupid. I'm going to put a mask on, gingerbread man. But, yeah, the firework launcher, I got it first. I'm like, this looks like a fucking rocket launcher. Okay. And what's the first thing you do when you get a rocket launcher in a game, Rick?
Shoot a car or a group of cars.
That's the first thing I did. And it went, pew! And all that happened is the front of the car went and just tinted forward because it blew off the axle, and that was it. I was like, what the hell? And then I point up at the sky and fire, it goes, pew, poof, 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 and it does like a firework display in the air. I'm like, this is awesome. But I do love Grand Theft Auto 5. I highly recommend everyone I know picking this up. I kind of want to play everyone with heists when they add them later this year, because that would be awesome. So, Pew, Rick, Grand Theft Auto 5. Put it on your buy list.
Eh.
I have the PS3 one. I don't think there's an upgrade though.
There's not an upgrade. Sadly. But you do get to keep all your online stuff.
Yay.
But no, like I said, I love Grand Theft Auto 5. It's fun. But over to our awards. And since we're doing 3 of these awards, and there happens to be 3 of us, I'm going to suggest, as the host for this one, I will do number 1. Rick, you can do number 2. Pew, you can do number 3.
Okay.
Number 2.
Wow. Rick's voice is so heavenly that even when he giggles and orgasms, it sounds like music to my ears. He orgasms in 8-bit soundtrack. That'd just be amazing. But no, number 1. These awards, they're not necessarily best, just we always have to feel the need to put this fucking thing out there because there's idiots, but it's not necessarily the best, it's just what we enjoyed the most. Number 1 is favourite or best, whatever you want to call it, best action game of the year. So who wants to go first with their action game? Because I introduced it, action game. Best. Take us away, Rick.
All right. For me, I had a hard time deciding between 2 of them.
You can make it a tie. I have no problem with that.
Oh, okay. Then for me, it's a tie between Samurai Warriors 4 on PS3 and PS4, actually also on Vita as well. I only played it on PS3, and Tokiden, which is a Vita game released at the beginning of the year, which was a Monster Hunter clone, both made by Tecmo Koei, and but they were just really fun. Like, I mean, for different reasons. Tokiden because it was a very actiony Monster Hunter. Like, it didn't feel as Like as much as like Monster Hunter, sometimes the combat's a little like clunky because it's supposed to be, it's supposed to be somewhat more realistic where you're lugging around a 6-foot sword and whatever. But Tokiden was much more speedy and action oriented, and you got the super moves and you broke off parts, and it was just that was a really fun game. I haven't even played it multiplayer, and I put like 75 hours in it. And Samurai Warriors 4 is yet another Warriors game, but they added the hyper attack where you just like dash to attack. So when you're fighting normal dudes, you just spam triangle and you're just like dashing around, cutting up lots of guys.
What are you doing, Pew?
What do you mean, what am I doing?
Your box was lighting up and it was drowning out Richter with loud.
Oh, here. Is that better?
At the moment, I couldn't hear it, but it's fine. It was just every now and again when he was talking, he was being drowned out by.
Alright. Well, I turned my space heater off, so maybe
Nice.
that was it.
If she dies of pneumonia, we know why. She dies of pneumonia. Ah, we got to start making pum puns. But if you have a pum pun, please leave it below. But my best action game. Take us away, Pew.
Hyrule Warriors. Because that was really fun, and just beating up on fucking everybody, and especially beating up the Gorons. I don't know why. I think it's just extra funny beating up them. Like, it's extra satisfying seeing their little faces.
Because they make that noise. Yeah, you kill them, they're like, oh
no, I am being defeated. That's how I imagine like their voices are,
I will say, I did love Hyrule.
They're still the mashed potato people for me.
Yeah, I loved Hyrule, and I will say, I was gonna buy Samurai Warriors, which was Richter's Warriors game. He gave it to, except for just before I realized they were doing that and it was coming out, I bought that. Oh, what the hell was it? Warriors Orochi?
Right.
Whichever one was on PS4. Warriors Orochi, I want to say 3?
Yes, 3 Ultimate.
Yay. I get points. Now Richter will no longer beat me with his belt.
Well, night is young.
He's young and I have many belts.
He does have many belts. But my number one action game of the year, Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. The story mode of that was fucking awesome. Where you had like oh my god, the best death of just boom off a fucking truck. What the fuck? And some of the over the topness and like using the exosuit stuff to boost and jump and stuff. It was great. It's like, no offense to fans of Call of Duty, I do enjoy it with multiplayer now and again, like I've mentioned, but it felt like it was stagnant for years. Like it was just pretty much the same thing. This seems to have at least tweaked it enough that it felt suddenly like the whole series had been refreshed, if that makes sense. And I like that. I like the direction they chose.
I didn't play it. Play it, so sorry.
Fair enough. I wasn't sure if you'd seen anything, but that's cool.
I saw a little bit of it. It looked kind of cool that they were, much more vertical oriented because you had like a double jump and like the jetpack or whatever with your exosuit thing.
Yep, I did like that game. I should totally play that again soon. But now the worst action game. Take us away, Rick.
All right, so for mine, it was a close call between, I guess they're both action-y, but between Yaiba and Deception 4. So I eventually went with Yaiba, just because I know it could have been a lot. Yeah. Well, it's Yaiba Ninja Gaiden Z, if anyone didn't know.
Oh no, I said you said it was a close call, but and I went, is it because it's fun to say Yaiba? Oh. It's like when you scream Yahtzee, Yaiba.
No, it just I don't know, that just wasn't fun. I mean, it's like a side story to Ninja Gaiden, and it's made by the same company and stuff, but it it wasn't very fun, and it was like that like frustrating difficulty where it's not like you get better. It's just like, oh, I got hit by this. Oh, I got hit by, and just there were different enemy types, and it was really a pain in the ass to fight the special ones, even though you got really cool weapons for them. And there was some good stuff there. It just was really, really outweighed by all the other crap. And I'm definitely not alone in disliking it because it's kind of funny every once in a while. It came out early, like I want to say March, and GameFly has had it on sale a couple times for like $10 or $8, and like a lot of times, this film was like, oh yeah, Yaiba's like $10 new at Best Buy, and there's always a comment that's just like, yeah, just save your $10, and I'm like, that's very true. Just save your $10, just don't buy it at all.
That seems to be the type of comments I saw under the last Ninja Gaiden game. It wasn't whichever one
3.
eventually went to Wii U.
Yeah.
I kept seeing like, oh yeah, it was horrible, it was terrible and stuff. And I was like, okay. I don't know what to make of this. I haven't experienced that one to judge it. So, but I was like, right, I don't know why all the fans hate it.
Well, I tried the demo for number 3 and the because they redid it, and I didn't like it. I thought it wasn't very good.
Fair enough. So over to Pew, or Miss Pewniverse.
My worst one was Dragon Age Inquisition.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I wouldn't put it as the worst one, like...
On worst action?
No, I thought we were doing the worst RPG now.
No, we did the best action, now we're doing the worst action.
Oh, okay, that's also Dragon Age. So, that works out.
Fair enough.
It's actually on 3 different worst lists.
Wow.
Yeah. So, yeah. Action, I didn't, I didn't use the strategy thing a lot. And even if you have to turn it on, I feel like Nightmare to make the strategy thing even, you really need it. And I don't want to play a Nightmare because it just takes a fucking long time to kill people, even the little people, and extends the game way longer than I want to invest that time in it. But so it seems like, I don't know, kind of a waste for the strategy to it's unnecessary, I wish I could do it a lot quicker and more efficiently and not have to have the enemies have a million size health bar for me to make it awesome. It just And sometimes the fucking people, if you're a healer and I tell you, say your stupid ass, go back there and heal, what the fuck are you doing on the front lines? No matter, sometimes they just won't stay where they're fucking supposed to, and it drives me crazy. And they'll just be like, I'm just wandering across a place, and Solus discovered an enemy. He's going to attack now and kill himself. No, you're the healer. You don't scout ahead and, go find enemies to kill. Why are you doing this?
Fair enough.
It's just, it's the commands, they don't listen to them a lot of times, and when you customize, their sets and what they're supposed to act like and whatever, they don't do it, which annoys me. And, with all Bull's talk of combination attacks with all the other characters, why isn't there any of them in there? He's like, we should do this, where you throw this person and do blah, 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 blah. You know what? That should be in the game if he talks about it so much, because he almost mentions every single character that he could do a combo attack with. But is there any combo attacks to be found? Hell no.
Nope. Fair enough.
Wasted opportunity.
No. Like I said, fair enough. My worst one this year, under action, Destiny. I played the beta and I played other people's game and stuff like that. I really don't like that game. And I'm just going to say I'm shocked. Because even though I don't like all of... even though I think the Halo games are overrated as fuck, but Halo is considered a great shooter and it was at least fun. Bungie made it. Call of Duty. Hell, you just saw me give that a great action game. Published by Activision. Both of those two together. It's Call of Duty meets fucking Halo. How is this? How'd you take that and turn it into, this is an open world, but if you go slightly to the left off your path and try and explore, there's going to be levels there. There's going to be enemies much higher than you who instantly kill you. And
Yeah,
some of the
the levels in
dialogue
that
in
game are
game,
fucked up.
yeah, some of the dialogue in the game, I just did not like Destiny.
I can fully agree. But I forgot to mention that part in the review. I should have done that. But yeah, with that's one thing I hated was how the levels are. Like if you're level 20 and you fight the level 2 guy, he can kill you. If you are level 2 and fight a level 10 guy, you cannot kill him ever. Like it's like what the fuck is that? If I'm 18 levels above the guy, he shouldn't be able. I should be able to leave my game, go get a sandwich, come back, and he's just sitting there chipping away. But no, because they leave that the. I think it's because my friend always said it's because the loot, because it'll always drop the same level loot, like it'll drop for your level pretty much. But it's still just ridiculous, like why you get the levels if it doesn't matter when you fight enemies.
Yeah, I, I found that game terrible. But take it away with our next award, Rick. It's time for you to introduce it.
All right, so for this one, it is the RPG Best and Worst of the Year. So we will start with Best RPG. So take it away, Mole.
South Park: Stick of Truth. That game had everything. Awesome story, great voice acting, fun customization that mattered, and it let you explore, have fun, loads of in-jokes, references. Even the fucking junk that you sell is in-jokes and references.
Yeah.
It's so well done that I'm like, this is fucking awesome. I want this game to have a sequel, because hell, just playing through Canada and it turns into fucking Legend of Zelda is fucking hilarious. Where it all turns like 8-bit top down if you're exploring and stuff. I'm like, that's just wonderful. I loved South Park: Stick of Truth. I got my best RPG.
Yeah, that also got mine because that was a really, really good game. And like you said, yeah, just there's so much ridiculous references. And even though I haven't seen the show in years, there's still a lot of stuff I've seen, and it was still really funny. And it was a well-made RPG. And the only complaints I can come up with for it are that it's easy to miss stuff and it's short. But one of those cancels the other. But it like when you play it, you're just like, oh man, I'd love to play more of that. But yeah,
Yeah,
but if we get a sequel, yeah, it'll probably be like a while out. But that's a really good game.
it is. I just loved that game. South Park: Stick of Truth was wonderful. And yeah, like you said, with the thing of you haven't watched it for years, you've still got a load of the references.
Yeah.
That was great because they didn't just do references for the past year.
Yeah.
Like they're like, okay, you'll get these ones. Like I played the shitty Family Guy game on PS3.
Hmm.
Avoid that, people. And basically, all the stuff it was referencing was mostly from like the last season or two. Like it realized its audience were probably going to be too stupid to remember the rest of it. And because it was stuff I didn't really like and stopped watching much of at that point, it's like I didn't get most of them. Whereas with South Park, they have references from season 1 all the way up to now, and that's wonderful.
Yeah, and I think it probably has just about every character they've had in there in some way, shape, or form.
Yep.
It's like
They even found-
Damien, Al Gore.
Yeah, they even found clever ways to work in like Mr. Hanky, Jesus, and stuff. It's like that's wonderful. Like, oh my God, finding Jesus. You have to find Jesus. I'm like, oh God, it's gonna be like a spiritual quest. No, he's playing hide and seek in the church.
Yeah.
Fucking wonderful. Found him.
Then, I don't know if this is a spoiler or anything, but like late in the game when you're fighting like the zombie Nazi fetuses and stuff, like at some point you're like, if you ever step back and look, you're like, how did it come to this? Like it all makes sense when you're playing it, but then like if you ever look at any cross section, you're like, how does that even work? But when you play the game, everything flows. Nothing seems too crazy.
Yeah, it feels very South Park, but yeah, it's like I literally had someone walk in on me near the end of the game with stuff like that, with like dead fetuses and stuff. I'm like, what the fuck are you playing? And I'm like, South Park: Stick of Truth? Explain this. And I'm like, no. I'm just gonna let this go. But yeah.
Yes. And as you said, Canada. I think that's my favorite part of the game. Because I love that it changes and that it's so. It felt like legit. That like the South Park people versus the Canadians when they show them in the show. It was like that difference where it's like a normal RPG, and then it's like top down like Legend of Zelda view, like old Final Fantasy, and you like the enemies move on the map and you touch them and it like starts the battle. And in the battle, your people are fine, but all the monsters are like that Canadian style.
And doesn't it play Blame Canada, but in like
Yes.
really like
Yeah,
8-bit-ish music.
the background track is like a MIDI version of Blame Canada. It's so awesome.
Yeah, that game is wonderful.
Everything like that.
And I will say for people listening as well, Richter, as you can clearly tell, lives in the United States of America. I live in Europe. Here, ours got censored, yet I'm still giving this best RPG. That's how good it is. And our censorship, when they did the censorship, was funny as fuck, where they described it via text in great gory details, and it's allowed. Just showing it in a way which is less horrific isn't allowed. And I'm like, I don't get this. They might found a way to say, okay, we're being censored, let's poke fun at censorship. And that's just wonderful.
Yeah, that's awesome. So, anyway, Pew, take it away with your best RPG of last year.
I really liked Bravely Default.
That was
like
my runner-up.
Yeah, that was freaking awesome. I loved I can make like any characters, like any of the classes and stuff, and the costumes were great. Story was great, man. People's hair was cool without being ridiculous. It was awesome.
See, I will say I didn't really think of that game as an RPG. That's why, spoiler alert, it gets my best for the next category. I'm kidding, I haven't played that game at all.
Wait, I'm just thinking how it could possibly be a sport. I mean, or racing.
You're hunting animals for sport.
Exactly, but I'm like I said, I haven't played that game. I've heard it's really good. I was just clearly taking the piss with that, just because everyone else. I had that. That's me. Yes, me too. Different category.
I loved all the characters in that game, and I loved having multiple classes for all of them. So that was fun. It's not something you get to do. Most of the time you stay in one class and level the shit out of it. So it's fun. It was awesome. Nice change pace.
Nice.
Alright, so now on to the worst RPGs of 2014. Why don't you take it away first, Pew?
Okay, you already know what it is.
I know. That's why we'll do that one first.
Yeah, it's Dragon Age. It's not like the worst ever, I guess. But for me personally, it was just a huge letdown because there's some serious story problems, character character model inconsistencies, and what the fuck was up with all the mages being Ender cosplay is because he blew up the Chancer, I guess. We're all Anders. We're gonna dress like Anders now because Anders is cool. So all the other mages dress like Anders now. So it's I just imagine
wasn't Anders' costume originally meant to be mage robes? That's why some other ones did have it on in Dragon Age 1 and stuff.
Yeah, but he had the checkered robes with the belt and the feathers, and all of them were pretty much his costume, but a mixture of colors. His was his main one was a tan yellow one with yellow stripes. Okay, this one's black with yellow stripes or whatever. This one's blue with stripes, or it's pretty much all just the same pattern stuff with just different color swaps. And they all have his hair like him, and they all have the feathers, and it's Inner's fan club attack, man. We will defend our awesomeness.
Yeah.
Inner's fan club.
And I will say, yeah, Dragon Age Inquisition is also my worst RPG of the year.
Also, Allie looked like Cullen on plus Skeletor mixed together.
Yeah. For me, the worst part about the game is just the entire game. Besides, the multiplayer is kind of fun, but I shouldn't have say that with a BioWare game. It's basically you pay for Dragon Age, you get a cheap knockoff of Oblivion. Or if you haven't played Oblivion, Skyrim with portals. Annoyed me so much when I've heard people say, yeah, it's just like Skyrim with portals. I'm like, that's Oblivion.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I also didn't.
I was like, to the point it didn't feel anything like Dragon Age, and I still have not got through this. The other ones I couldn't stop playing them. This one, I don't even know where it is. It's over there somewhere gathering dust or something.
Also, I liked all the characters in this, but I didn't like them as much as I liked the characters in Origins.
I hated them. I hated all the characters.
I like Sarah, she's fun, but I don't love her. Bull, Freddie Prinze Jr., of course, I love. He's like the one like awesome thing. Dorian, he's cool too, but I just feel like they all never really got a full chance, you know? Like they're all like I feel like underdeveloped and they don't really get a chance, and which is shit because that's the whole thing in frickin' Dragon Age, character development and character and story and shit.
Yeah.
And you just get like all these freaking characters, but you don't really get them. And what's all this half-ass like characters who are like, you know, on the war maps and shit, and you don't get them in like battle and stuff? That's bullshit. Cause man, you can't say they're in the game and then have them like be like freaking NPCs and then you can still romance them. What the shit is that? No, fuck that shit. Because what I want to like, because then you can't like walk around and get dialogue with them and stuff, and you can't like hang out with them and like when the actual meat of the game, you only see them once in a while. So it's like a drive-by romance or whatever if you chose to romance one of those characters, which is stupid.
I know. I will say with the characters, because like I said, this is also my one. I fucking hated every character in this game, even Varric, who was in the second one. They've made him look prettier and suddenly made him start to write 50 Shades of Grey, basically, and oh, fuck off. They've ruined his character. Hell, they ruined Cassandra's character. It's like every character that appeared again, it's like my Hawk appeared and seems to act completely differently to my Hawk. What the fuck have you done? It's like, I'm like, it's my character. But no, you can't bring my character out. Show me it and stuff. It's like, oh, there's time travel powers. Great, can I time travel back to when this series was good?
Yeah. I didn't even care for Cassandra. She was just Captain Bloody Bloody Blah Blah, angry sort of kind of at mages. Bloody Bloody Blah.
I liked Cassandra, but I will admit I also liked the fact she was one of two women that you can actually sleep with if you're a guy who's straight. However, don't worry, if you're gay or a lesbian, there's like a fucking billion fucking choices for you.
Also, if you're female, there's a lot more choices.
Yeah, some of them are also race specific.
Racist.
Like, oh no, I'd never put my penis in an elf. Are you kidding me?
Oh.
You spill a drop of green in my white paint and it'll never go white again.
But everybody can fuck the bull.
But again, they shouldn't.
Yeah, but I just thought that was fun because Friday.
The bull who was a shit character. I hated that bull. It was basically the Golem from 1 with less personality and joy.
Nice joy.
Shale was cool.
Yeah,
it was cool.
And she had such, because it definitely was a she. She had.
Yes.
I loved when it was revealed she was the she, and he's like, and you know, the character's like, "You're a woman? Of course I'm a woman." Like, how dare you say I'm not? So you've insulted me. But I love that Golem. And I love the fact it took such joy in killing pigeons and birds. And in the second one, there is a note to that when you're walking around of, the pigeon population seems to have died down. And I'm like, wow, so after the events of 1, she's just going around the world killing pigeons and birds and stuff. That's wonderful. I don't know why it's so wonderful.
Yeah, and also Blackwall, his personality's really dry too, and I didn't even use him the first time. And another weird thing, it's kind of, I don't know if I don't think they patched this in the game because if you get a character afterwards, when I say afterwards, I mean after you go and get Skyhold, like all the romance, that possible time that you could have had before is all rushed into one. You'd be like, hey, I just talked to you for 5 seconds. You did one romance option. Now we're in a legitimate relationship. What? I had one romance option with you once.
Yeah, it's also really stupid. Just various crap with the characters. She's just horrible. That game, like I said, the game itself is fucking terrible and should be avoided. Like, I can't think of any positives while playing it.
I hate that you can't jump in water. I hate there's invisible walls. I hate there's an actual structural physical walls. Sometimes you feel like you can jump over something, and sometimes you are supposed to jump over stuff that doesn't look like you can jump over it, but then you fuck with the controls and you fiddle with it and keep jumping even though
Yeah.
you shouldn't be able to jump, and you slide down and it just pisses you off. And
Although I will say, besides the multiplayer, there is one good thing about this game, which I will go into during one of these other reviews, or during one of these other awards. It does get a best on my list. I know. But did Puro introduce the next, or did Rick want to say his worst RPG?
Yeah, I did. For me, it was Rollers of the Realm, that like hybrid RPG pinball game. Because I mean, I guess most of the RPG elements kind of worked, but just I don't know. I've talked about it a couple times on the show. It's just not fun because it has like those horrible pinball physics, and it didn't feel like it was built properly. To just because they would put stuff near the flippers, so you'd like hit the ball and it'd be boo doo, and then dead, and you're like, oh, that's cool.
I'm gonna make the joke after speaking to you on XGR multiple times when you've mentioned that game. It does not count as an RPG.
Oh, okay.
Because the G in RPG stands for game, and that does not sound like a game. that sounds like torture. That sounds like a torture device.
Yeah, it's like there's got to be somebody that likes it, but yeah.
You took down the PSN. Okay, you're sentenced to 20 years of roll events.
That would be hilarious. They'd probably beat it and then just be like, I can't stand it. But yeah, it was. Oh.
That's why
it was kind of a short list because I do like a lot of RPGs and I'm very forgiving of stuff. Granted, I haven't played enough Dragon Age to do it. I only played like multiplayer for a couple hours, and I'm not gonna give it Game of the Year based off that because I'm not weird. But like definitely for me it was Rollers of the Realm. I was just thinking like, what RPGs did I play this year? They didn't like. Yeah, that okay.
Yeah, I was. When I saw the trailers, I was like, "This is a great concept. I must inform Richter."
Yeah.
And then I came on before we went to record XGR a while back. I was like, "Richter, yeah, new game for you." And I started to describe it to him. He's like, "I've got that." or oh no, that was it. Richter was like, "Yeah, I've seen that. That looks awesome." The next week, I got that game. Yeah, it was not awesome.
Well, I don't know, like just because Puzzle Quest before it, was like it's Bejeweled plus RPG, and you're like, oh, okay, and you play it, and you're like, that's a really cool game. It's like pinball plus RPG. This could work, and you play it. Oh, this doesn't work.
Yeah. Although I bet you it probably would if the pinball mechanics were Zen pinball.
It could. I would like to try it at least.
Yeah, Zen Pinball, I love Zen Pinball. It's awesome. That's why it keeps getting like the Marvel tables, the Star Wars pinball game and all that. But yeah, pinball games are one of those. If you mess up one tiny little thing with a pinball game, it can break the whole game.
Yeah.
Like if you mess up just how good the flippers are, for example, it's not like, say, like the wrestling game. Okay, you've messed up, I don't know, chairs. Fair enough, there's still so many other stuff you can use and you might not have to ever use chairs. But with pinball, if you mess up one little slight element of the game, it can ruin the whole fucking experience.
Yeah. That is true.
So, Pew.
Yo.
It's you to introduce the next category.
Oh, okay. Sports and racing, because, racing is a sport.
You say that with no enthusiasm, but yes, motorsport. It's got sports in the title, Pew.
Yeah!
Well, motorsports are cool. Love me some F1 and NASCAR.
Yeah, I love me some turning left. It's so cool. Alright, I guess I'll go first.
Okay.
Okay, my best one is Mario Kart. Not only because it's the only racing game that I played, but it's also really fun. And I got all the DLC for it, and
Wait a minute. If that's the only racing or sport game you played this year, does that mean it's also going to appear under your worst?
yes, it is. And so yeah, it's really fun. I do like the Master Cycle. I mean, I don't think the Link should be in this game, but at least they made him fun. So
I loved my Mario Kart 8. That was great with the going all around and stuff like that.
yeah, it's really fun.
I will
And
also.
sometimes, and it's not just left turns. Sometimes I make right turns, or go straight. Haha.
I will
Sometimes you
also.
jump. Yeah.
I will also say, for the benefit of people listening, as you may have experienced there when you looked at the reviews or looked at these, I introduced action and passed it to Rick. He introduced RPG and passed it to Pew. She introduced sports and racing and kept it for herself. That's the type of ego we have to deal with, people.
Fuck yeah. Don't you forget it.
Universe.
It's my universe.
Yeah,
You're
the
my
Pewverse.
world now. Swear to me.
Welcome to Pewcraft.
Yeah. The only thing I don't like about Mario Kart is the lack of, what is it called, the music box or whatever when you're in first place. Because it just makes it useless.
Oh, I have another problem with Mario Kart 8, which I will address later on.
Okay. So that is my best one.
Woo. You're supposed to pass it to someone.
Oh, so now, time to bring down the hammer!
It's me.
Alright.
The hammer!
Oh, okay. Or it might be Judge Mole, but okay.
Judgment. All right, so for mine, since I also only played one, that I believe qualifies, it'd be WWE 2K15, because I thought the mechanics were pretty fun, and what I saw of like the story mode or whatever, what is it called?
Showcase?
No, not showcase. The one where you take the dude from NXT up.
Oh, My Career.
My Career. Thank you. Like that sounded really cool, and just from the little bit I saw of it, looked pretty neat. And well, I mean, Showcase seems like the Attitude Era stuff from last year, but it had some cool stuff that they put in it. So I thought it was actually kind of fun sometimes to play it.
Which, that's also mine. That's also my favorite. Is WWE 2K15. WWE 2K15. I loved the gameplay. They did a great job with the sheer gameplay. That's wonderful. Universe mode. You can actually pick storylines, so you don't have to always play the same one, and you can unlock more. And the amount of stuff like that's great. They cut some stuff, and I had a little bit of a problem with My Career mode in that Vicky Guerrero would say to me stuff like, "You're due for a push," and I'm like, sorry, not "you're due to a push." She's like, "Okay, you sit back here, and I'll let you know if we're ever going to give you a push." And I'm like, "I'm the fucking undefeated world champion, in a month, about to have my retirement match after holding the title for what you said was 15 years when you suddenly did a time lapse after I won the belt. How much of more of a fucking push could I have?" What, did I Brock Lesnar it for 15 years? But yeah, 2K15, that was my best. Back to Pew.
Alright. Now the worst sports / and or racing game. Yeah, and then I'll totally give it to somebody else now. Mole.
You might as well take us away with Mario Kart since you were discussing it. Since we know what yours and Rick's are, I'll let you guys go first.
Okay, fine.
She's all defeated.
Yeah. Oh, God, fine. No, it's Mario Kart, because that's the only racing game that I played.
Now tell us why this thing that you love is shit. Tell us, Pew. Let a little bit if you die inside.
Like I said, the DLC is unnecessary, and like the other characters probably shouldn't have been in it. I wanted Link to question why motorbikes exist, or any this technology, electrical exist, or like cities, or any of the other things he witnesses. He should be riding a Pona. Uh, the characters.
I would also make the case, technically, shouldn't all DLC not need to exist? Because if it's content that clearly needed to be bought to complete the game, it's clearly been on the disc and left off till later. Just to
but
make
I would
more
at least
money.
like an explanation. And also, the people in the Animal Crossing should have a fucking train, man.
What do you mean an explanation? It's fucking Mario Kart. He's going go-karting with the guy that kidnaps Peach every fucking week.
Yeah, but that's because he also gets the matches for the tennis thing. So, you can't invite him to one sport and not the other. It's like, that would be super awkward, Well,
when he's kidnapping Peach.
See,
Bowser, don't make this awkward. Bowser shows up. Don't make this awkward, Mario.
Yeah.
Why do you only invite me to the tennis matches but not the racing? Seriously, what the hell, bro?
See, he invites him to tennis because, as we all know, Bowser never gets Peach. So he spends a lot of time working on his wrist strength.
Bless you.
Is she actually saying a chew and sneezing? Or is she turned into a Pokemon right now and is going, pew? Pew? Yeah, she's a Pokemon. A pew?
Yeah.
Pew? Pew pew.
Pew pew, use Flame Bolt.
Or insulting anything made by Nintendo has made the fangirl so allergic. She's breaking, her whole body's shutting down right now.
Oh, I just have a cold.
You didn't a couple of seconds ago, I'm just saying.
I could kind of agree, though, that Link should question the motorbikes, other than that would be really funny, but he also has been in a world with trains. But I'm still going to have to go with Mole's old example for PlayStation All-Stars, bless you, when Sly Cooper starts talking to Nathan Drake, he just responds to him instead of going, "Oh my god, a talking raccoon!"
Yeah, but, okay.
That's why I said he should.
Yeah, I know. Like that's like my favorite example of that, because it's like, yeah, like it makes sense. You're just like, oh, they're PlayStation people shoved together, but like, yeah, he's in like a real world. He should freak out that there's a raccoon man talking to him.
Yeah. Oh my god, a talking raccoon.
Like, I don't know. Because I can picture Link freaking out about the motorcycle, but at the same time they have trains and stuff, so it might not be as crazy.
The Animal Crossing people always take the train, so like their car should have been a train, That would have been fucking awesome.
But Pew, into every generation, there is a Link, a Zelda, and a Ganondorf. And that happens each time. They keep getting reincarnated. How do we not know? How do you know this is the Link from all the way from a Link in the past? Thank you.
He looks really similar to the current Link now.
Yes, but they always seem to look the same when they get revived.
But this one looks extra same.
How do we not know this is not this era's Link?
No, he looks too similar to the one now.
They all look similar.
I know, but this one looks extra similar.
Wait, is this one wearing green?
Yeah.
Wait.
And he's blonde hair and pointy ears and blue eyes and left-handed, and he has an earring.
Yeah, like I said, they all look the same.
Left-handed, he's fake.
And also, another thing with the Animal Crossing train, when it hits people, they should run the fuck down and they get coins, and Tom Nook stores the coins. Like, fuck yeah. Like, he should pop out of the train every time they get a coin and stick in a bag.
I think instead of the blue shell, it should be Tom Nook. He just runs after him. He shakes him down for cash. You owed this to me.
Leaves them with their car on bricks.
Yes.
But over to Rick, I believe.
Yes. Okay, as alluded to earlier, I only really played one sport or racing game, and it was WWE 2K15. So while I did like some of it, there were parts I really disliked, and I understand why. There's a lot of crap that's just not there, but it just bothers me that there was so much stuff. It's like, oh, we built it from the ground up. Okay. And it's like, then I'll buy it next year when all that stuff's back in. It's like, yeah, they want it till March. Cool. I wish they could have waited till March, but they couldn't for whatever reason. So we have that, and it's like all this cool stuff that I like was gone. And I don't know. Sometimes, like when I played it, this is the weird part. When I played with Mole, the computer wasn't that bad, so I don't know what happened. And then when I went over to Marcus's house, the computer countered like every other thing I did. And he hadn't touched any of the sliders, and it was still a normal. And I'm like, what the And I know it wasn't my opponent, because I fought McGillicuddy, and I'm like, no, there's no way he's like a technical like powerhouse. So I don't know. I was like, I don't know what's going on. So I was like, yeah, definitely. Like, there's some good and there's a lot of bad.
I think that's because when you played at mine, you would play the tag team match. When you played with me
Maybe.
mostly,
Yeah.
the recent patch did fix AI in tag team matches. That was one of the things that's listed.
Also, it was easier to counter doing share play. I don't know why. I was like, what? But there's lag, but it was somehow easier to account for lag. I don't know.
Yeah, there's some bad stuff with that. Not as much as the previous years.
Yeah.
Which is why, like I mentioned to Marcus, I'd rather have a tiny bit of a game that's fucking excellent than a lot of a game that's broken as fuck. But yeah, there was a lot of bad with it. Like I had a glitch where it erased my entire save after it crashed. My PlayStation did that error glitch that keeps happening since one of the updates, where it suddenly says the error number. And then when I went back in, it says, sorry,
yeah.
you don't have the DLC anymore. I'm like, wait, what? Yes, I do. It's on and I checked my account, it's on there. And I'm like, what the fuck? So I had to destroy my save, went to my career, and my character was still there. So I just used him, and I went to do that, and as I went to do that, Royal Rumble was so glitched. Royal Rumble was so glitched. It was glitched to the point of being ridiculous. I'm not sure if I told you about that, Rick.
I don't think so.
Okay, I put it to you. There's 5 guys left in the ring.
Uh-huh.
It cut to the 3-man stare down at the end as a cutscene, and as a result, me and 2 of the computer people were locked into an animation of staring at each other after this cutscene initiated. So the other 2 grabbed, luckily not me, grabbed the other 2 computers, threw them over, and eliminated them.
The ultimate opportunist.
Yeah, I'm like, the fuck? Then basically it then cut to a one-on-one one. I was like, what the no? The computer grabs me and throws me over the top rope. He then goes to eliminate me, and luckily I was able to press triangle and use my finisher to get the fuck back in the ring. I'm like, no, you don't.
No.
No, but part of me thinks because that I have won the Royal Rumble since in Universe mode, and that glitch has never happened again. I think that may be because my career mode may have been slightly broken due to the corrupted save, and I'm like, that was horrible.
Did you hit the share button and save that?
I didn't. I didn't. I was like, when that happened, I was like, what the fuck's going on here? It's so glitched. Although I will say that the AI in Royal Rumbles annoys the shit out of me. They need to fix that. They spend all match tossing you over the top rope.
Mm-hmm.
While the other ones are doing shit, and eventually it'll get to the point where they keep doing that, and then one of them will throw you over, and he's got to finish it, instant elimination. It's like, that's not fun, to just keep being tossed out and having to do the buttons to get back in.
Gotcha.
I think I got all my sneezes out.
I think I got all my cum out.
That's gross.
I bottled it because I believe, Pew, someone has a birthday coming up.
No, me.
And I mean literally coming up. That's a horrible pun. No. So is it over to me?
Yes.
Yeah.
I went with the inevitable one. I kind of had to. Drive Club. I have that game. That game can be fun, but they broke the online bit, which would some people out there thinking, well, you don't need online to play games? Did you really say that over Christmas? But also, the fact of, well, do we need online to play this game? And it's like, yeah, because it's called Drive Club, which means it's all about being in a club and earning points and stuff for your club. So without the online, it's half a game. It's like it's taken away the game's main feature.
Right.
It'd be like playing a Legend of Zelda game and it turns out dungeons don't work. Don't worry, you can still have bitchy Zelda push you off cliffs, but dungeons don't work. Ooh, I hate that bitch. But yeah, it's a case of a Drive Club, and there were so many patches. Now, they have done patches that have fixed a lot of this stuff. However, to me, part of me just felt when they announced the patches of too little, too late. Of I liked the game, but not enough to keep playing it, and they really did do a bad job with the launch of this game. It was so good and so fun to play, and customization was good. Much better than The Crew, which I had the beta of, which is basically Grand Theft Auto without the ability to get out the car. Because, you know, everyone loves races on Grand Theft Auto. It's the best part of the game. But Drive Club was just so fundamentally broken, and it still hasn't come out with the PlayStation Plus version yet because it's so broken. Yeah. And yeah, I kind of regret buying that.
I remember with some jokes that I always found funny when people were like, you know, they delayed the PlayStation Plus one so often that they'll probably just end up giving the free one. One guy's like, yeah, but then that would make the people angry. I'm like, why would people that bought it get angry? They knew it was going to be on there, even if it was like, you know, a truncated version. There, you still run that risk. Shouldn't they be more mad that it doesn't work when they purchased it rather than they gave the full one to more people?
Yeah, like I'll be honest, it's like if in like a year's time, let's say Diablo, Call of Duty, the wrestling, all the games we've mentioned and all the games I've purchased, all of that, if they're all given away at some point on PlayStation Plus, I'm not going to be like, oh, fuck you, Sony. If you told me that, I would have just waited a year and not bought games. It's like, fuck off, I still enjoyed it for the year. It's like I said, like DuckTales has come out on PlayStation Plus. I have that game. People really need to buy DuckTales Remastered. Or at least, sorry, download DuckTales Remastered for the Plus stuff. Because that game is so fun. I don't know if Richter and Pew have played that yet, but that's so fun, the DuckTales Remastered.
I haven't played Remastered yet, but I kept looking, I was like, it would be on sale, and I'm like, it's only half off, I don't know when I'll get around to playing it, so I'll just wait, and then it's like free for Plus, and I'm like, sweet, I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna download that.
Nice. Which means we'll probably be able to hear about that at some point in January.
Probably, yeah.
Through the eyes of a hammer, the world looks beautiful. Through the eyes of a hammer. Sorry. But no, I believe that's the end of our awards for today.
Yes.
Join us next time when we have boss fight, fighting, and remastered games. So, yeah. Hopefully you enjoyed this. If you have your favourites and least favourites of the respected categories that were on display today, please let us know. I was your host, Quiz, aka The Mole. Thank you to my lovely two co-hosts.
Yay!
You're welcome.
And bye. Game over.